Uh... Hmm. Hmm. I do not know. We don't have a grand strategist right now. The only grand strategist we had was the lady we killed. So I'm wondering if I should get this. I think a lot of the good bounty assassin stuff requires you to be in melee range. I wish this tooltip said the range on it. I'm pretty sure it's melee though. Hmm. Guess we'll try Grand Strategist just because I don't have one. Alright, and what are these skills? Sure. Let's see. Using a stratagem on a rear area also makes allies in that area the lowest target charges for 1 turn. Thanks for 2%. Crossfire zone. Enduring zone. Using a stratagem on a combat tactics area redeployment. Every time a combat area is affected by a stratagem, all allies in that area gain +1 movement. Oh my god, there's so much stuff! Allies, including the Grand Strategist, in the same combat tactics area with the Grand Strategist gain bonus perception and agility. Allies gain the ability to reposition the combat tactics area they are currently in at the cost of 1 AP. Sniping zone. Each ally in the rear area gains a bonus crit chance if there's no enemies in a 5 cell. That's kind of cool. If there's no enemies in the backline area, the first attack in the turn made by every ally in that area costs 1 AP less. That's also pretty nice. Let's try that, I guess. Okay, and let's see what kind of equipment she has. Wow, she is tall. Alderi long rifle. 18 right. How does that compare to the sniping weapon I'm used to? That's 15, that's 18. Okay, so it's the same. This is 18, 14 to 20. This is 18, 18 to 21. So this does a little bit more damage. Light armor. Oh, I forgot about this ghost sword. Is this an upgrade for him? Oh, he can't even use it. Oh, it's an Eldari weapon. Oh, okay. Alright, well, congrats on the ghost sword, I guess. The target designator. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a Deadeye shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection by -1 and applies 1 exploit till the end of combat, stacks it for 3 times. Single attacks with bolters automatically hit the target.
Stop trying, monkey.
I clicked on the wrong slot, I'm sorry. Alright, quick save.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Alright, goods. What is this? Machine spirit stuff. Alright, now the hard part. Gathering information. We gotta find people who know where the bad guys are, apparently. Alright, this person has a name.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Fire grenade. Draped in a red cloak, the Magos' body barely looks human. Let's see. Just playing on GFN and found an amusing bug while fighting Aurora. If you save during the prepare phase of reload, your character movement on prep phase changes. I'm at work and my manager is behind me. LOL game is so cool. Hi, Emmanuel's manager. Wires, tubes, and metal manipulators turn him into a whimsical machine while implants hide his face behind a sinister mask. The tech priest intermittently dictates something in techno-lingua to the servo skull floating next to him, but at your approach, he falls silent and offers you a preserved bow. Greetings, your lordship. Lex Mechanic Vinslex, how may I serve you? Pascal and the Lex Mechanic exchange trills of binary greetings. The series of sounds issued by Vinslex sounds much longer and more deferential than those of Pascal. How are things with you and your fellows? The current situation on the planet is assessed as stable. The progress of the prospects is assessed as encouraging. That's it? That's all I could say? How many servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus are there on this planet? According to the data stored in my cogitator, all infrastructure nodes for food harvesting and processing have their own contingent of technomats. The total number amounts to 253. Correction, based on the latest data, the figure is 211 units. So some of them died. What do you do here? The tech priest's mechanical voice comes from the speaker on his neck. By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I've been entrusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum, in order to catalog agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Be blessed, Tech Brother. Your diligence and diligence of those like you turns anarchy into order and bestows classification to knowledge. One of Pascal's mechadendrites lightly touches the Lex Mechanic's body. The tech priest bows respectfully in return, clearly a little startled. Tell me about Janus. Initializing report. The planet's soil possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet and the mass production of foodstuffs. Significant cultivation of the Eastern Hemisphere with the aim of improving production, processes, and linguistics operations. Traces of xenoactivity do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations. Undesirable pathologies of flora and fauna have been noted, which may pose a threat in the short term. What pathologies of flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies, your worship. Harmless species mutate and become aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition and become poisonous. This is happening more and more often, and if you do not take action, the ecosystem of the world will be irreparably disrupted. The changes may be artificial. Has the possibility been considered that someone is manipulating the ecosystem to reduce our living space? Not at all, Venerable Magos. Our tech comrades from the Magos biologists, are humble workers, not warriors. They could not have come up with a thought of such a militant nature. The mind must be open to all forms of knowledge. I order you to commence a check. In the event that your account of the indolence of their minds is confirmed, I will petition for the appropriate penance. He's like, I will fill out the form to say I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Now go do this. Not entirely spoiler, but lore thing you should know, the rebellion seems like gene stealers. Expect wacky alien religion crap. This whole Emperor thing is wacky alien religion crap. It is the Lilithan's wrath. Wrath that is becoming manifest in nature itself in the workings of the world. May the gods preserve us. How did we not notice this sooner? She glances at you before immediately looking away. How is the governor dealing with undesirable pathologies? I've analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I am currently developing suppressor genes to make the planet's organisms resistant to pathology. But so far, I have not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the planet would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. What traces of xenoactivity? According to data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors of the planet, but it did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. For now, I must defer to the quest for knowledge. Cool. I'll take a look at it after stream. The Lex mechanic speaks the last words with distinct envy, his eyes fixed on Magos Hanuman. Alright. Alright, we got all the info we could out of that guy. I didn't see any quest updates pop up. Let's see.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Old servant. Hearing your footsteps, the elderly man grabs an injector and stabs it into his arm. The area around the needle immediately starts turning black. You're too late, Viat's dogs. I'm the master of my own fate. But when he gets a better look at you, the man drops the injector in astonishment and seems poised to prostrate himself on the floor before you. It's you, your lordship. The God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus. He doubles up, hugging himself, and is racked by coughing that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me, your lordship. If only I'd known it was you. My eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Looking closely at the old man, the text priest utters, nerve toxin. The inevitable cessation of vital functions is expected in no more than 60 seconds. Silent clicks emitted by the visor indicated ongoing pict recording. What? This guy is accidentally killing himself because he thought we were someone else for a second? Say whatever it is you want to say and be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus. Save them. Vistenza Viat, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She used the Imperium's interest as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements they failed to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to an order, sometimes old folks, sometimes children. He lowers his voice to a whisper and leans towards you. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate, and then they're never seen or heard from again. They go into the secret rooms and they don't come out again, your lordship, ever. Peasants who were taken to Uruk V to serve House Roselio were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants and toiled for the good of a great dynasty. Why would they ever return to their filthy, squalid abodes? Cassia, you killed a bunch of them. The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain on his arm seems to creep through his veins under his arms, and his neck is a latticework of black. The servant's breath quickens and becomes irregular. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are allowed in, the ones the governor trusts, they change. She changes them, pretties them up, and defiles them. I see no shadows of deceit behind your words. And even so, I would have noticed. I know I would have noticed the signs of which you... Her face tenses like a taut string and doubt creeps into her expression. Except whenever Vistenza hosts one of her dances at the palace, she sends me away to search for the rebels into the forest far from human settlements. You accuse the rogue trader's appointed governor of heresy. If your words are false, they themselves are tantamount to heresy. But if what you say is true, if it's true, then your sacrifice will be to your credit, my good man. Argenta utters these last words with impassioned conviction. My good man! I swear I'm not lying. Pray for me, holy sister. For me and for Janus. The servant shakes and coughs violently. I'm not sure I'll last much longer to answer all your questions. What else is going on in the settlements? I'll tell you exactly what I was told by the people who contacted me. These tithes. Some settlements have already switched to paying with people. They say that amenable settlements get special treatment from the governor's dogs. They arrange for medicine to be supplied to the settlement, then security, and then they completely isolate them. All contact between those inside the settlement and the outside world is cut off. One lad managed to get out. He's the one who told me all this. That the people are rotting alive in there. Strange growths, yellow eyes, stinking like dead bodies. The worst looking ones are rounded up and taken away. The fellow who escaped, he seemed fine, but within a couple days the rebels picking him up, he started seeing monsters instead of people. They had to lock him away from other people, the poor sod, and then his wrists. The old man starts to convulse, indicating he is close to death. He raised his already unseeing eyes to you. Your lordship, if you permit a dying man to make one last request, don't tell anyone I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. No, I have not asked all of my questions. Please save us, save Janice. The servant rasps violently and collapses on his side, racked with convulsions. Splat. Before Rogue Trader Von Valancius, Guardian of Order, Ruler of Great and Lesser. Why is this thing following me? Okay. So do we go into the palace to look for secret rooms now? Hold on. There's loot over here. You killed him. No, he killed himself, Smashy. Were you not paying attention? He stabbed himself with suicide juice, and then like a second later, he's like, oh wait, no, you're not Bob. I thought you were Bob. Oh, crap.
The madness.
He drank the Kool-Aid, man. I do love an RPG where I can move around the thing like that. +5 fellowship, +10 commerce. If you're dogmatic heroes, fellowship, +10 more career.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Hold on, does she have one? Okay. I'm guessing at some point I'm gonna find some dialogue tidbit that will like unlock another landing location on the world somewhere. Hang on a sec. Where's the... This is all messed up. Now, can we have our melee people in the front, please? See, quick save. Lord Von Valancius, we are most delighted to welcome you as our guest. Would your lordship prefer to speak to the governor alone or with the entourage? Entourage. Greetings, your lordship. How may I be of assistance? You neglected to mention the strange changes in the planet's flora and fauna. Magos Vinzelex is a very wise man, but his fixation on evolutionary processes seems a little extreme to me. Janus was heavily cultivated, forests were cleared, and mountains raised across half the planet. It's no surprise that we are still noticing the consequences of those changes. It's possible that the plant mutations are connected to waste runoff from harvesting equipment, and the changes in wildlife behavior could be a reaction to the expansion of the cultivated area. She shakes her head with a laugh. Are you surprised by my knowledge of the topic? Our whole dynasty has dedicated itself to taming Janus, this plentiful yet stubborn planet. Every member of the Viat bloodline is versed in the fundamentals of planetary engineering and its consequences. You are forcing settlements to pay tithes with human bodies. What? Really, Muck Von Luck, you speak as if you have actually believed the claims of these wretched peasants. I do not ask anyone to pay the tithes in human bodies. I am reducing the burden of the settlements which have suffered as a result of unsuccessful experiments involving enriched food, and I'm gathering the worst affected subjects who are no longer capable of work for further study. Some among my circle would call such concern for the underclass a weakness which may have incited rebellion among the emboldened rabble. She nods in understanding. Theobald and Felic tried to limit the effect my powers had on the lowborn servants of Uric 5. The station's laboratoriums ran experiments on those who had the misfortune of losing their minds because of my gift. These tests increased our servants' lifespan, and then they joined Felic's side. Your tech priest mentioned ancient ruins belonging to the Xenos. I know to what you're referring. Strange structures of an unknown material. For the prevention of any unfortunate accidents, I ordered the area to be declared out of bounds for all. Some things are better off left under a thick layer of dirt, beyond the grasp of even the enlightened minds of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Even for an agri-world in the back of Beyond, this place is a real... Oh wait, this is just insulting her. Never mind. I'll take my Beyond. I thought that was going to be more information. Okay. It's an honor. It's an honor. Is there any other places here I can poke around?
What lies beyond?
I wonder if I visit her alone, if she'll talk to me more about something.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
No, she doesn't say anything.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
How is there still no MMORPG set in a Warhammer universe? There was one with, like, orcs and stuff. I remember trailers for it. I never played it, though. Like, the swords and magic one, not the sci-fi one.
Oh, what
I guess they both have swords and magic.
The madness.
Security officer. A hulking man dressed in a uniform, marking him out as an officer of the gubernatorial wardens, is closely monitoring his subordinates as they surround the building. Sensing your approach, he whips around, his face going pale as he offers a low bow. Your lordship, please do not stray too close to the building. One of the terrorists from today's attack has holed himself up in there. He could be dangerous. What's going on here? Ready to report, your lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All of the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. He scowls darkly. He sealed himself inside. He's already injured 2 wardens who tried to reach him, but there's no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear the last dregs of dirt from the estate. I have one last question, officer. Why have you not already done it? The rogue traitor is here, and the longer you delay, the more you put his life needlessly at risk. The officer flinches at Abelard's snarl. It is inexcusable, your lordship. The barrels of poison were only just delivered, but we're ready to begin now. Who is he? His brow furrows. To tell you the truth, your lordship, I'm more concerned with clearing the area right now than with his identity. We're not expecting to get any valuable intel from him unless we find something on his corpse after we've done our job. What's so special about this building? It's one of the utility buildings. Fortunately, it was empty at the time of the attack. There were no potential hostages or innocent people inside. If you ask me, I think this was the first place the killer came to when he was beating his retreat. We managed to round up all the others, but this one holed himself up in there. This is not an empty utility building, but an inactive backup crypt for storing refrigerant and freezing equipment. This is obvious. Your ignorance is depressing, servant. Sorry! Since you started posting shorts again, the old ones started popping up randomly in my YouTube feed. Just rewatch the Smack My Bishop. That was a good one. I want to talk to the person inside. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe, your lordship. His eyes involuntarily sweep over you, sizing you up. You dare question me! Out of my way. He seems to remember himself and offers another low bow. Forgive me, your lordship. Act as you see fit. At the officer's signal, the other wardens take a differential step back, clearing your path to the door. Quick save in case this guy's about to shoot me in the face. When you approach the solid-looking door, a high, boyish voice shouts out, "Piss off! You won't take me alive! Better to put a bullet in my brain than let the governor's dogs get their hands on me!" Examine the door. Awareness success. The door looks solid and formidable, but you notice dark marks on the hinges, a sure sign the material is degraded. The lock doesn't look new either. With a suitable tool, it could be easily opened. Coercion, 52% success. I am Muck von Luck von Valencia's Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire the Fourth, rogue trader and sovereign of this planet. In the name of the Emperor, open this door! For a long time, nothing happens. Then the door opens with a quiet click. Oh! We got him with the wall of text! Critical hit! The space is small, the corners filled with inky black shadows, but you could still make out the person in the room. He is desperately gripping a discharged las gun in his hands. The rebel looks at you in amazement. It really is you. The young man, practically a boy, falls to his knees and stretches out his bloody hands toward you. His clothes are burned on one side and grimy with baked-in blood. Your lordship, have mercy. You are the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. Youth is a time of recklessness. I heard that said more than once in the Scala Progenium and during my novitiate. But youth is also a time of directness. Let us listen to this young man before we judge him. If in doubt, list all your titles and browbeat them into doing what you want. Yeah. Save you from what? From Governor Vyat. Everyone here knows what she's doing and to us. We've put up with it for a long time, hoping that somebody would intervene and help us, but nobody ever did. She's turned the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like groks from the settlement, supposedly to go to the palace, and they're never seen again. Her servants pour something over the fields, and then people lose their minds. They start hearing voices and seeing evil spirits. While we're dying, she's sitting behind her white walls, feasting on our bones. Sacrifice. Yearlyet's face twists. Sacrifices, madness, pain, death, and even in so primitive a society as this, such rites seem senseless, not worthy of such efforts. What is this, a random quirk of nature or something darker? I was taught that peasants have a tendency to exaggerate their suffering due to sloth and weakness of spirit. But this young man, vermilion thorns pierce every centimeter of his body. Gray shackles bind his hands, feet, and neck. There are no lies in his words, only terror and desperation without end. You're telling me people are seeing evil spirits? Yes! Others are going feral and attacking their loved ones. And then there's... The boy lowers his voice. People say that in some settlements, well, they've stopped upholding the law altogether. Imperial law. And the law of basic human decency. People are turning into animals. Who is behind the rebels? He swallows nervously and looks at you with fear. Your lordship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can't sell out my brethren. It's over for me, but the others, I won't betray them. Persuasion, 82%. There will be no end to the war on this planet unless I get a handle on the situation. But to do that, I need to meet with your leader. Succeeded. The boy hesitates for a few seconds and then drops his head limply. As long as you keep your word. I've never been in the camp. None of us have. Only the chief saw one person from their base. He came a few times bringing weapons and orders. He said he represented a greater force than we could imagine. And he said that the governor's dogs will pay for their reprisals in the settlements. But that's not where they're hidden. They keep their distance from ordinary foes. We have it all worked out so that if anyone gets caught, the others aren't caught with them. But I swiped the chief's Vox. I thought, after I kill the governor, I could use the message coordinates to find the base and hide out there. The boy retrieves a Vox from his pocket and holds it out to you with a shaking hand. That's everything I know, your lordship. Received rebel Vox. I bet if we had poisoned this room, we would have just looted this Vox off of it. Give up and come with me. I give you my word as rogue trader, you will live. The rebel looks at you in bewilderment and then bows low before you. When he speaks, his voice trembles. Your lordship, thank you. Thank you for this kindness. I never thought I'd survive this. This officer of the warden's cast a disdainful look over the rebel before turning his gaze on you. Your lordship, I honor your bravery. Please allow me to get rid of this rat for you. Make him a servitor. Oh, God. This man is under my protection. See to it that he is held safely in custody until his fate is decided by fair trial. A dumbfounded expression appears on the officer's face. With the deepest respect, your lordship. He thinks better of his next words and abruptly bows. It will be done. Thank you, your lordship. Without your patronage, I would already be dead. Long live Rogue Trader von Valencia. This stupid floating skull. It's like, yo, you Lord, I heard about our Lord and Savior Mukluk. And just